and it makes arguing a lot easier. But yeah, not showing me. Show me the evidence that is present, and I will believe. But you, quite frankly, are incapable of showing me evidence. But yeah, I'm waiting for you guys to provide evidence. God isn't a physical being in the sky, he's a spiritual energy within us. Where is your proof that he is a spiritual energy within you? Where is the proof? Is there something, how do we know? What is a spiritual energy? What is it made of? Are you guys capable of requesting? I think guest requests should be on. So I don't know what it is, but I think you guys should be able to request. So if you want to request, just press the guest request down here and you should be able to join. Okay, you guys can request. Damn, you guys are scared. Bro, what's up, KSI? I'm not KSI. Anyways, there are 280 prophecies that have come true in that is false. No prophecies have come true from the Bible. You are quite frank. Anyway, let me add some people in. Let's get some debates going. Hey, what you got? I sound like I love that TDM. What
Yeah, is the second point there as a joke?
No, it's not a
'Cause
joke.
I'd like to know the punchline. It's not. Oh, I
Do you
thought
want
it
to
was a
debate or
punchline.
not, sir? My dear boy, are you paying attention? Do you want to debate or not?
Sure, sure. I mean, like, if you have a valid reason why you think that 8 billion people on the world that are omnivorous in their nature as a species should all of a sudden switch to being
Sir,
some sort of
one second.
herbivore, then
Sir,
I'd like
relax one
to hear
second.
that.
We also enslave each other as our nature. Should we keep doing it because it's our nature and we've done it a lot of times before? No, because we realize it's immoral and it's not a good thing to enslave another human being. In the same way, if you can be perfectly healthy on a vegan diet without killing and torturing animals, then we should do it. That is the whole point. It's an ethical argument.
What species are you proposing we become?
What do you mean? What species do we propose we become? We
Well,
don't change species just because we stop killing and eating animals. Do you understand
no,
that? Are you paying
no,
attention, my dear boy?
I do pay attention. I do believe that species are also designated based on their diet.
What are you talking about? That's false. What do you know what a
So
species
you're
is? Like
actually
you're
not a biologist.
using
Are you a zoologist of any nature?
in
Are
any
you a
sense.
zoologist?
Sir, relax one
Are you a
second, my dear
zoologist?
boy. Do you realize that you're not making sense? You have no argument against veganism.
If, you're,
It's a good thing.
if your claim is that evolution is a fact, I would like you to explain part of what makes a difference in species.
That they can no
What
longer
would make part of that?
fuse, and there's a
Hmm.
difference in genes, which means that the gametes can no longer fuse and produce fertile offspring. That is
What
what
differentiates
differentiates
a killer whale
species.
from most other whales?
Pardon?
What would specifically differentiate a killer whale from most other whales?
Are you paying attention, my dear boy? I literally just explained it, so I'll repeat it twice and explain it again. As I said, in terms of species-wise, if that's what you mean, a separate species is one that has different genes to another, and to the point where their gametes can no longer fuse and they can't produce fertile offspring. Is there some part of that that you're not understanding?
About killer whales and whales. I didn't realize you were specific where you were talking about gametes fusing. What distinguishes a
Okay, I literally just explained the point. Does anyone have any actual argument that they want to provide? Like this is getting annoying. You guys have no evidence, no arguments, no nothing. Instead, you're giving long, verbose explanations of nothing at all. So please provide evidence for your beliefs or anything. Islam is a very hateful religion. Also, feel free to subscribe. It helps go a long way and helps keep the channel going. Hey, would you go? I'll pin it right here. Feel free to subscribe. What do you want to debate, sir?
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. What do you want to debate?
God is imaginary.
Do you believe in God?
Yeah.
What religion are you?
Muslim.
Where's your evidence that Allah is not a delusion?
Okay, so can you define evidence first of all?
Evidence is testable facts that we can prove to explain the existence of a living being, or not necessarily a living being, but a phenomenon or a fact of the universe. We
So
need like
is
proper tangible scientific evidence that we can test. That is what evidence is. If you have no evidence of Allah, then he's simply a delusion of a
okay,
very hateful religion that is misogynistic.
so is tangibility the only proof?
It absolutely needs to be tangible for our senses, or else there's no reason to believe it true.
Okay, can you explain to me how we can have tangible evidence that veganism is true?
Veganism is not about being true. It's an ethical argument and an ethical framework. It's about moral consistency. If you believe that torturing animals is wrong, then you should be vegan. If not, then it's a moral argument. That's the whole point. If
Okay.
about God though, God is imaginary, there's no evidence that he exists, so there's no reason to believe that he is an actual living being. And in case of
Okay.
the imaginary, yes, it is a positive claim God is imaginary. And to that point, I would say there's inconsistencies in the being of God himself, depending on your religion. And so, if you want to debate that, we can go ahead, but you need to pick a subject because you seem to be switching between veganism and imaginary.
Yeah. So the reason why I said that is that because you can make the argument that because there's no since you think that evidence is tangible and that you have to test something, the idea of evil and morality you can't test on the tangible. It's not tangible, first of all,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
you can't really
exactly.
test it. So,
I
but
agree.
yeah, but let me finish this point. Yet you still believe that veganism is true. So this is the reason why I mention this is that the reason why I say this is because
So, are we
that
on the
also
vegan
that just
argument?
underlines.
Or
Wait, hold on.
what are we trying to
That just
debate here?
that just no. I'm explaining something. So that means you don't believe that tangibility is the only susceptibility of proof. So
No, I'm
can
not saying.
we?
Sir, I think you're misunderstanding my argument, my dear boy. I need you to pay
I don't
attention.
think I am.
Relax 1 second, my dear boy. I need you to pay attention because you seem to be a bit
I'm
confused.
relaxed. I'm
You seem to have
perfectly
trouble
relaxed.
focusing. So let me bring you back down to planet Earth. As I was saying, veganism and the God argument are separate, okay? But to prove something, you need to have tangible evidence in our physical realm. It would need to become in some physical way, shape, or form. In terms of morality, I agree. That is not about proving something. It's about an argument for something. Those are separate points. Is there some part of that you're not comprehending, my dear boy?
Okay, I'm gonna break this down for you. Do you believe veganism is true? Do you think it's right? Do you think it's morally right?
Yes, I believe it is morally right.
Do you have evidence for that? Tangible evidence for that?
Subjectively, sir. Subjectively. Sir,
Okay, so
morals
it's
is not about
okay,
testing. It's about
right,
subjective feelings.
right. So it's arbitrary. It's arbitrary and it's subjective. It's not actually fundamentally true.
Sir, are you missing some point? It's an argument, sir. It's about trying to influence you into
Are you
depending on
not
your
listening to me,
morals.
or are you
That
just
is the whole
acting?
point. You need to understand. You're misunderstanding the point. What are you trying to debate here, my dear boy? Hey, what you got?
Yeah, to talk about the veganism.
Yeah, why aren't you vegan?
The Well, I like meat. I remember there was a study done. I think it was in like the 1915, somewhere around there. They had two fellas who were scientists who went into a hospital and they stayed in there for a year or 2 years and they ate nothing but meat the whole time. And they came out and they were perfectly fine. They were leaner. They felt healthier. Their skin looked great. Hair looked great. So, and people have gone on all meat diets and they're fine.
Let me speak. 1 second, my dear boy. I think
Sure.
you're a bit misconstrued and a bit deluded. I think you might be reading in factual information. So let me help you out. You can be perfectly healthy on a vegan diet, and you cannot be healthy just eating meat. That is a fact. There are studies that show that just eating meat, you cannot be healthy on. Meat is very unhealthy, and it contains a lot of additives and chemicals that are bad for your health. Veganism, however, you can be perfectly healthy on a vegan diet and be perfectly okay. So you're quite frankly wrong on that point. So I'm just trying to educate you because you seem to be a bit uneducated. Your memory might be a bit errant, but I don't believe those studies that you're referring to are actually true. I don't believe they're true. And also, veganism at the end of the day is an ethical argument. You don't want to hurt animals, cause them harm and suffering, just like you wouldn't do it to a person. You wouldn't kill a human being, I hope. And that's about the moral consistency. If you wouldn't do it to a human being, you wouldn't do it to an animal. So at that point, you don't need to provide a long, verbose explanation on why meat is healthy when it clearly isn't. But if you want to carry on debating, go ahead.
Do you think that veganism is immoral because of pesticides and y'all kill millions of bees a day, rodents, rats, voles, moles, caterpillars, ants, other insects, squirrels, all these things you get killed by farmers by pesticide in order for you to have your vegetables for veganism?
1 second, my dear boy. Let me help you out. First of all, I'm not saying zero animals will die. As I repeated, if you were listening and paying attention, I said it's about the minimization of the harm and suffering caused to animals, trying to minimize the harm and suffering that these animals are caused and how they undergo. That is the whole point of veganism. That's what I'm trying to educate you on, but you seem to be a bit confused. That is the whole point. And did you know that 70% of crops are used to feed your animals? So if using maths, if we have, seventh grader knowledge maths, if 70% of crops are used to feed the animals that you eat, then you're the one who's killing more animals. So would you explain how that's more moral, sir?
Well, if God doesn't exist and evolution is true, and lots of animals eat other animals, then evolution exists so we can eat other animals. That's just how we've evolved. So it would make sense to eat other animals, just like other animals eat other animals, and we're an animal.
Are you paying attention? You seem to have trouble focusing. Listen here. Let me respond to your argument. We've also been enslaving other people for many years as well, but do we justify it just because we've been doing it for so many years? Is that a justification for it?
I would argue that would depend. I mean, in ancient times, if you enslaved somebody who tried to attack you with an army, I would think that would be justified. I wouldn't just go over there and enslave them because you wanted them to work for you.
Sir, are you paying attention, my dear boy? I'll repeat it again, sir. Just because you want to do something doesn't make it moral. Are you saying that slavery is okay? Is that what you just said to me?
In ancient times, if somebody attacked you with an
I'm not
army and then
talking
you
about
defeated
ancient times.
them,
I'm talking about today. Are you paying attention, my dear boy? I said today.
no, of course I don't think it's okay.
Okay, so just because we've been doing it for a while, such as eating meat, doesn't make it morally okay. Is that some part of that you're not understanding?
Okay, so if God doesn't exist and you're an atheist and say I'm an atheist and I say that it's right, but you say it's wrong, how do you determine who's right and wrong? Why isn't it that I'm right and you're
Okay,
wrong?
okay. 1 second. Would you be okay with killing and eating human beings? Would you think that's okay, good or wrong?
No.
You think it's bad?
Right.
Great. Okay, so you think that's bad. Okay, so what's the morally relevant difference between a human and an animal that makes it okay to slaughter, kill, gas animals, but not human beings? Why are you so averted to that?
Well, that's what veganism does as well. So, I mean, they're kind of in the same boat.
Okay. You seem a bit lost. Thank you for the gift. Also, everyone, feel free to go and subscribe. It helps the channel keep going. Just press the profile, press subscribe. It really helps the channel keep going, and it helps a lot. And also, double tap the live as well. This dude just ignored everything that I just said. Everything I just said. I just literally debunked your argument, and you did not pay attention. This is genuinely sad. Hey, would you go?
What's up, bro? Yeah, that was pretty bad. We could we'll do the vegan thing again. But I'd say the distinction for me between like humans and animals is going to be like their likeness to me. So like things that are more like me, I prefer things that are more like me. And there's going to be like buckets of things that would fall into that.
Okay, 1 second. First of all, I'd say you're not like me. I may value myself more than you. Doesn't mean I'd kill and eat you. So just because you value something less or they're not like you, that doesn't mean you get to kill and eat them.
That's why I said I have buckets. I have buckets.
Animal species doesn't mean you get to kill.
Yeah, I don't know, young boy. I don't know if you heard me, but I said I have buckets. Did you hear that?
You said what?
That there are buckets. Did you hear that?
What do you mean by buckets?
Oh, young boy, you should have been listening. I told you there was buckets.
Sir, can we actually be serious?
There was buckets, boy. There was buckets, young boy. Young boy, you're not listening.
Shh.
Young boy, you're scared. Young boy, listen. Young boy, about the buckets, you weren't listening.
I mean, you're not making sense. I don't know what to tell you. You're just... Hey, would you...
Hello?
What do you want to debate?
I'll go with the vegan one.
Why aren't you vegan?
Why would I be vegan?
Why would you be vegan? Because you don't want to hurt animals.
Okay, what about source of protein?
You don't need animals for protein. You can get them from plant-based foods, so that doesn't really work.
Animals are the easiest and most effective way to get enough
No,
protein.
No, sir. They're actually the most inefficient way because you're going to grow a lot of crops to feed the animals and then that produces a
I'm not
very
talking about
small amount of
I'm
animal
talking
for a
about the
lot
meat
of
itself.
crops. So you're wasting it on animals when you just use the crops and not waste it on animals. Are you comprehending that?
I'm not talking about like the making of like the meat.
I
I'm
saw more
talking about
Brigandi's in here. Big
I'm,
fan.
talk, I'm talking
Yep.
about if you are a consumer and you wanted protein, what is the easiest way to get protein?
Plant-based foods. That's the easiest way because they contain plenty of protein. Pastas, beans, tofu.
I know I said plenty. I
Perfectly.
said the best. What is the best way of getting protein?
Sir, there's no best way. The best way would be the way that doesn't cause the harm, suffering, and torture of animals, hence plant-based foods. You
Are you aware
understanding
that
that?
humans are omnivores?
Sir, are you paying attention, my dear boy? Do you know
I
what
am.
I just said? I just said that you don't need to eat animals, hence we don't need to be omnivores, because that's being immoral, because you're killing a being when you don't need to. So why can't you just survive on plant-based foods? Lentils, beans, tofu, Satan.
Because why would I burden myself and go against human nature?
Sir, what, would you make the argument against slavery as well? It's human nature. We
No,
should carry
slavery
on.
is not human nature.
It
Slavery
is. It absolutely is. Do you know how many years it's happened? It still goes on today. In fact, even more. So that's an argument for me. It is human nature, but we realize it's an immoral thing to do.
it's not something natural though. It's something that has happened, but it's not something natural.
So it absolutely is natural. If it happened, then it's natural. Do you understand that?
Okay, so you think genociding the Jews was natural?
Sir, I was talking about the slavery argument. Do you understand that? I'm
Yeah,
not talking
I
about
was
that.
giving you an example of how your slavery argument is flawed.
I mean, people naturally do bad things, but we realize it's immoral. That was a very
Slavery,
immoral event. Just such as killing animals and gassing them till they die to eat their dead body is also immoral, but you're defending it. Why? How come?
go back to the slavery argument. We're not finished there. Slavery
Sir, it's
is not
called an
natural.
analogy. One
Slavery,
second, my dear boy. One second, my dear boy. It's called an analogy. You know, I'm comparing it, and do you see
yes,
the link
I'm
that's
aware.
being made?
I'm aware. But your
Okay.
analogy is not very good. Because what I'm bringing up,
You're bringing up things that are quite frankly irrelevant because I just refuted it, and you're still speaking and saying long verbose explanations.
Hi.
Hey.
I actually agree with you, but I wanted just to add in response to the last person about what he was saying about getting efficient protein. It's actually more efficient to eat plant-based because the protein that you're getting from the animals is the protein that they're getting in their natural diet. The protein that's in an animal is not naturally in existence. They get their protein from their plant-based diet. So why not more efficiently cut out the middleman of the animal and just eat their diet, which is plant-based, and get.
Agreed. Thank you. I hope you guys were listening. See, this is why women are very intelligent. You need to listen when a woman speaks. Women are extremely intelligent, such as
Hello?
your Bibles and your Qurans disagree, though. Yep. Hey, what do you want to debate?
Yeah, bro. So I have nothing against vegans or anything like that. I actually have friends who are vegans, right? And there's nothing wrong with that, right? There's nothing wrong with being vegan, anything like that.
So, what
But
do you want
at
to
the
debate?
end of the day, at the end of the day, I respect people's decisions and their beliefs. But what I would say is that if you're vegan, then that's okay.
Sir,
If
this
you
is the
eat meat,
longest, most. 1 second, my dear boy. This is the most verbose explanation you could use to get to the point you're trying to make. What do you want to debate? I don't want to hear what you think about vegans. Just make what topic do you want to debate? Please hurry up.
okay, okay, about vegans. Let's talk about vegans, okay?
Okay, are you vegan?
No,
Why
I'm not
aren't you
vegan.
vegan? Why aren't you vegan?
Well, the reason why I'm not vegan is because for me, I've grown up eating meat. I've grown up eating meat, and like I said, I have people in my family as well too who are vegan.
Okay, but you realize that that animals are being harmed and tortured and killed when they don't need to be? Thank you for the rose.
Yes, but the same thing happens if you are growing crops as well too. If you are growing crops, if
Yep.
you are growing crops, there's a lot of people who use a lot of different pesticides and a lot of different things to 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 like get rid of bees and insects and all these different kind of things.
Well, here's the thing.
And
You
then
use 1 second, my dear boy. You use way more for animals than you do just feeding the humans straight with the crops. You do way more when the animals have to eat it, as the dear lady just explained before. You might as well cut out the middleman, which is the animals, and cut out the torture, killing, suffering, and all of that. You might as well cut that out and just eat the plants straight up and be
And there's
perfectly
another
healthy.
thing that you said as well too about like slavery, right? So you were kind of drawing the line between like slavery and
Right, sir. It's
right?
another
So
moral thing. Yes.
yeah, and you were saying that that's a moral thing with humans, right?
Yes.
Okay, so let me say this, right? So if slavery, so you basically said slavery is bad, right? You know, everybody knows slavery is a bad thing, right? But
Not everyone, but
but
carry on.
you cannot but you cannot say, you know, everybody will do that, you know?
What? What did you just say? Well, are we on planet Earth? What are you saying? I'm a bit
Okay,
lost.
okay. Yeah. Okay, basically what I'm trying to say is, you know, not everybody, not everybody is gonna make bad decisions, you know?
Sir, what is
And
your
you
point?
can't
The point
say,
is that you don't need to eat meat. That's a terrible thing to do when you're hurting animals. You're kind of waffling here. You seem to be a bit lost. You seem befuddled. You seem like, quite frankly, befuddled. You're bewildered. You don't know what's going on. Can you stay on track, please? Thank you, my dear boy. So, what do you want to debate?
bro,
Nothing.
what
Okay. Yo,
So thanks for using my name. I don't know why, but
I'm a big fan, man.
yeah,
I
thank you.
can change it if you want. I don't mind.
No, it's fine. Just you're doing good. Just make sure that you're more patient with people. Don't be so like dismissive. Be a bit more patient. Listen more, and really explain more thoroughly. Why the opponent is wrong, right? But yeah, appreciate what you're doing.
Thank you. I understand what you mean. I'll do my best.
Good.
But yeah, I'm
Good for you.
also a big fan of your work as well and your streams and stuff.
Thank you.
It's one of the things that really motivate me to also, look into why I was in me and realize that it's not the most moral thing, and also God thing as well. Really, kind of made me think. So just want to say that as well.
Yeah, that's what we want to do with other people, right? We want to make them think. Don't just be so dismissive. Understand where they're coming from, understand what they're doing and what they're saying and why they're saying that, and then from there, show them why they're wrong, right? Don't just say no, you're wrong and go away. Like, be a bit more inviting. But that's all I can say to you, and just keep
I'll do my
learning, and
best.
that's it.
I'll do my best. Thank you for coming on there.
Yeah.
All right. Let's get someone else in there. Let's see. Please, evidence though. Something, evidence, anything. Hey, would you go?
What's up?
Would you want to debate, sir?
Let's debate God.
Do you believe in God?
I do.
What religion?
Christianity.
Where's your evidence of the Christian God?
Well, I mean, you're just talking about people inherently knowing that slavery is wrong, right?
Not necessarily, no.
What do you mean?
I mean, I guess it depends on your moral compass, where you grew up. That would kind of affect whether you think slavery is wrong. I don't even think God thinks slavery is wrong. So the God you pray to thinks slavery is okay. How do you feel about that?
I mean, would you say that society is getting better?
What do you mean society is getting better? I don't see how that answers the question of your God thinks slavery is okay.
As a whole, is society getting better? Are we progressing over time?
Depends on what society you're talking about, and obviously get better is also a subjective term. What I think is better may be different to what you think is better, but regardless, that's still not an answer to your question of why your God thinks slavery is okay.
What do you mean think slavery is okay?
I mean, he did
Where
multiple times in the Old Testament. You're allowed to enslave other people. And
Did he say that?
I mean, yeah, he allowed people to own slaves in the
Is
Bible.
allowing something, does that mean that he supports it, or is it
I mean, he said
descriptive?
that these can be your slaves, and so I do kind of think he supports it. I mean, there's other verses that say, "Slaves, obey your earthly masters," and other verses as well, and so that kind of can be seen as justifying it. I don't know if I'm reaching too much where it says, "Slaves, obey your earthly masters." Like, I don't know how you're confusing that.
1 sec.
Yeah, you should go and reach your attach. He's befuddled. Throw him the lifeline. Throw him a lifeline. He's confused. He can't believe it. He's bewildered.
I'm a Muslim.
You guys say you know humans wrote that. Hold on. 1 second. I'll add you back in. Just re-request and I'll add you back in straight after I'm done.
Okay, okay.
I'll add you back in. Just re-request. Anyways, first of all, everybody go and subscribe right here. It helps the lives keep going. It helps go a long way. And it really helps the live streams the whole time. You can go and check out the YouTube format of the streams. But make sure you subscribe to the live here. First of all, someone just said it's humans that wrote that in the book. It's humans that wrote that. Yes, I do believe that humans wrote the Bible and wrote the Quran as well, both of them. But the issue is that people believe it's the word of God. People believe that it's the truth and that they should abide by those rules. And that's all good with the treat others how you want to be treated and all that stuff. But when it comes to the way they speak about minorities, such as homosexuals needing to be stoned and that it's immoral, or even the women should not speak in a church and that their mind is deficient, which it says in the Quran, that's where it kind of turns into an issue. Let's say you have an 11-year-old. What if an 11-year-old, and many people grow up in a certain religion, what if they open the book they're reading and they see, oh, a woman's mind is deficient in the Quran, or a woman should be beaten, or a woman should not speak in the church in the Bible? What are they going to think of women at that point? That's a very misogynistic thing, and that's going to cause a lot of issues. And I hope you guys can realize why that's going to be the case and why these holy books are very, very damaging. And so I really hope you understand why that's seen as the case. I don't know if that dude requested back in, I'll invite him. But that's exactly what I want to say. Okay, this dude doesn't seem to want to join again, so I invited him. A book is never damaging people. If a book says you can enslave this certain person, I say that book is pretty damaging. Thank you for the gift. Hello?
Wait, what the heck? What happened?
Okay, actually, you seem too young. Hey, where'd you go?
Hey, how's it going?
What do you want to debate?
Can you hear me?
Yes, what do you want to debate?
Hey, well, I heard you said something about the slaves. Um, I think the passage about the slaves is really about you being humble. I mean, we can't control what position we're going to be in the future, and you're supposed to practice being humble in the Bible, even if you're a victim, because you're always supposed to be one with God. You're always supposed to be focused on God. So if you're in that unfortunate predicament, you're never supposed to curse yourself. You're always supposed to keep your faith.
Okay. All right.
And that's just one way of
All right,
thinking.
1 second, my dear boy. Let me help you out. I understand that you want to view it as, it doesn't mean that, and you want to change the meanings of words, and you can try and stretch it whatever way you want. I'm fine. I can give you that on that verse. I can say it's a metaphorical explanation and say that it doesn't mean directly talking about slavery. But then we can just go back to the Old Testament and see the plenty of other verses that say you can beat your slave, and as long as your slave does not die after 2 days, then it's okay. And the other one's saying that you can do it to women as well. It's quite frankly a bad look for your religion and your God in general, which is what turns many people away, which is kind of my point. But yeah.
Sure, you know what? It's actually really confusing, 100%. And I'll be honest with you, 3 years ago, almost 4 years ago, 3 years ago, I didn't believe in God at all. I was actually more on the whole
What
Satanist trend.
convinced you? What
And
convinced
then,
you?
well, what convinced me was pretty interesting because I got pentagrams all over me. What convinced me is I got in a street bike accident at.
Well, you're probably gonna say a subjective thing, an anecdote, but it's not gonna really provide proof. So we'll move on to see if someone has tangible evidence. Hey, would you go?
Hello. I'm going to go with the go vegan argument there.
Why aren't you vegan?
Basically because it's actually not so easy in my perspective. I've seen many people actually go on the diet. I looked up the statistics. It's a high percentage of a failure rate of those that actually go on this sort of diet. And I really do wish there was a higher success rate, but it doesn't seem so easy for people to follow it. A lot, yeah, 84% of it drop off of the diet.
All right.
So
1 second, my dear boy. You seems to have like trouble with like statistics and stuff, but I'll help explain to you what you're saying or what you're trying to say. Quite frankly, unfortunately, I believe you're wrong because, and even in the case that many people can't quite hack it because they were too weak to be able to have a vegan diet when it's even more healthy than eating meat. Quite frankly, it doesn't necessarily mean a vegan diet is a bad thing when it is. You can be perfectly healthy on it. You can get enough creatine, vitamin B12. You can get enough nutrients from these diets to be able to be healthy. So that's quite frankly false. So I really hope that you're understanding that vegan diets are actually healthy, and if you actually try instead of saying I couldn't quite hack it, you should be able to do it.
well, I mean, not everybody has access to a Whole Foods, and not every source of protein is a valid source of protein. And not every protein source has the right essential amino acids that our
Sir,
bodies actually need. I
sir,
mean, you
one
can't
second.
just,
I
yeah.
think you
I've seen people
1 second,
actually.
my dear boy.
Oh,
1 second,
okay,
my dear boy.
yeah, no problem.
Um, I think your memory's a little errant because if you were listening to what I was saying and actually focusing, you'd realize I said that you can be 100% healthy on a vegan diet, and the foods that are in meat are all present in vegan foods as well. You're not missing out. You can actually be healthy, so you're kind of still being immoral by not eating meat, sir. That's the whole point.
But
What's the
what is a vegan diet other than just not eating meat or animal products? It's still not a clear guideline or a straightforward guideline
Well,
on
that's even
getting
better.
essential vitamins and
That's even
minerals
better. You
and
can eat
foods.
everything, anything you want. You can find the nutrients in any food apart from food that was from slaughtered, killed, living, conscious beings. That's all. That's all you need to do. It's not hard. You should be able to work. You need to be able to be
Mm.
strong. You should be able to do it. You can survive perfectly healthy on a vegan diet. It's not hard. You need to be able to do it. Where's your motivation, sir? It's not hard. Oh, it was too hard. I have to eat the slaughtered, gas tortured beings. I want to. No, that's just simply making excuses.
Well, I mean, we've grown for millions of years accustomed to this type of diet. I mean, our ancestors, even before us, on an evolutionary chain, have grown. I mean, it would be great if we could just evolve away from that. Maybe slowly over time we could probably adjust, but I don't think. I mean, if this was
Wait,
true,
sir, one
I'm pretty
second.
sure the
Sir,
success rate
1 second, my
amongst
dear boy.
vegans would be
One,
higher.
1 second, my dear boy. Would you say that about slavery as well? Since we had slavery for so long, it would be way too difficult to like stop it. So we should
Well,
carry on doing slavery.
slavery has been like in human society since thousands of years. It
Just
is a
like
wrong
eating meat
concept.
has as
But
well. Just like
a
eating meat.
diet, no, eating meat has been genetically in our like in our civilization, before civilization, even our ancestors, evolutionary ancestors, for millions of years have
One,
consumed
one
meat.
second, my dear boy. We don't need these verbose, long explanations of what's quite frankly nonsense. You're simply speaking nonsense. That's simply not the case, sir. It's simply not the case that we genetically need to eat meat. That's not true. As I just stated for the third time, and I'll repeat it again, you can be perfectly healthy on a vegan diet. You do not need to eat meat. So you're trying to say that there's some genetic reason
Well,
is quite frankly false. I don't know what else to tell you. I really don't. I don't. Hey, would you go?
Hello.
Okay. You guys have no evidence, no justification. Pushing veganism on kids is
Hello.
abuse.
Can
Veganism
you
means
hear me?
pushing the not torture and harm and suffering of animals on
Hello.
children is abuse. What do you want to debate, sir?
We can do the second one.
The
Go
veganism
vegan.
one? The veganism one.
Yeah.
Are you vegan?
Yeah.
You are vegan.
No.
Why aren't you vegan?
No.
Why?
Because I like meat, man.
Sir, do you realize animals are being tortured for that?
Yes, 100%. But
You're
do you
okay
also
with 90
realize that plants are
billion.
dying?
1 second, my dear boy. You're okay with 90 billion conscious living beings that can feel like you, breathe like you, have emotions like you. You're okay with 90 billion of these animals being tortured and killed a year.
Okay, cool. So what do
What
you
about if
think
it was
about
human
other
beings?
animals eating animals?
Pardon?
Wait, what do you think about other animals eating other animals? What do you think
Sir,
about
they
that?
have to
Do you
eat
think
meat.
that
Are you in
lions
the
should
case
also
where
eat
you
them?
have no choice but to eat meat, or can you eat a vegan plant-based foods? Do you have to eat meat?
My
Is that
nigga,
what you're saying?
my nigga, my guy, you just said that we can survive on a plant-based diet.
So
Do
if
you
we can
think that
avoid the
what you call
sir, if
it?
we can avoid the language that's quite extreme,
Okay,
such
okay,
as the word you just
okay,
said.
my bad.
But anyways,
Okay, my
what
bad.
were you
My
saying?
apologies. I was saying that you just said that we can survive on a plant-based diet as humans, as living organisms. Do you think that if lions really wanted to, they can survive on a plant-based diet as well? What do you think?
No,
Why
but
do
we
you say
can't,
that animals
sir.
have to eat animals?
Relax 1 second. Are you paying attention, my dear boy? We aren't lions. We don't
Yeah,
need to
yeah.
eat meat. We can survive perfectly healthy on a vegan diet. So that argument is mute. So do you have any actual point? Or are
Okay,
you
why?
going to keep repeating the same
Okay,
nonsense that you've kept
cool,
spouting?
cool, cool. Why do you say lions don't need to eat meat? Or why? Yeah, why do
Because
you say lions
you do
should not
not
eat
need to.
plants?
What part of that are you not understanding?
Yes, 100%. But what I'm asking you, why do you say lions don't have to eat meat? Why do you say why can't lions eat plants? If we're all living organisms, why can't lions eat plants?
Sir,
That's my
I
argument.
don't even know where to understand. It requires a simple basic biology to know that lions need to eat meat. They are carnivores. We do not need to eat meat. Like much
Yeah,
simpler
that's
can I
because
get
of
for you?
evolution. That's because of evolution. And
So,
also, I wanted to
yeah,
add
and I'm
what
just
you
checking
call
that
it.
we're on the planet Earth and we can both realize that we can both be healthy on a vegan diet and not just spouting
Yes,
nonsense
a
saying that
hundred
we need
percent.
to eat
I
meat.
100% agree with you. I agree with you. If you wanna be a vegan, then go for it. That's your life. But I wanted to add that between, for example, uh, um, one plant and a whole cow, what do you think is a better source of protein?
You said between one plant and a whole cow?
Yeah, if you take one plant, because you
Sir,
do
you're making a
realize that if
false
we were to
comparison.
remain on a
One
plant-based
second, my
diet,
dear boy.
if we were to
One
remain,
second, my dear boy.
okay,
One
okay, cool.
second, my dear boy. You're making a false comparison, okay? We need to look at all
Mhm.
the animals that are being made and all the plants we have. It takes a lot of plants to make a little bit of animal in simpler terms. I hope that your brain is comprehending the
Exactly,
words that are coming out of my mouth.
exactly,
But quite
exactly,
frankly, in terms of
exactly.
simple biology, we can make a lot more food if we just eat plants than if we have to feed it to the animals and then kill the animals and then eat the animals. So your argument doesn't
Exactly.
work.
That's my point. We have to eat a lot of plants in order to be what you call
No,
it, in
no,
order
sir, because we have to feed the
to
animals.
survive.
1 second, my dear
No,
boy.
I mean plants.
One
Sorry,
second, my
I
dear
mean
boy.
plants. We have to eat a lot of
Relax 1 second, young
plants.
man. Young man, be quiet. Shh. It takes
This
the
is
animals are eating a lot more plants than we are, sir. Do you know how biology
yes,
works? To produce 1 kilogram
yes,
of meat.
100%.
Once okay, I'm back. As I was saying, to produce 1 kilogram of meat, do you know how much plants we need?
How much?
100 kilograms. 100
Yes,
kilograms of
and you're
plants
okay.
to produce one
Okay, okay,
kilogram of
yeah,
meat. So if we ate the plants directly without having to feed it to the animals to eat them, we would have a lot more
yeah.
food. Do you understand? That's just
Mm-hmm,
biology,
mm-hmm,
sir.
Okay, cool. So, would you agree with me if I told you that plants are living organisms?
Okay. You're still on this living organisms talk, and I've already just refuted your argument, and you're still here saying more things. This is mind-boggling. Hey,
I'm gonna do the first one.
huh?
I'm gonna go with the God is imaginary. I'll argue that.
Do you believe in God?
Yes,
Where's your evidence? Wait, what religion? What religion?
I am Christian.
Okay, where's your evidence of the Christian God?
Well, I mean, they've already proven that there is a Jesus that died on a cross, so that's irrelevant.
Okay, sure. He died on the cross. That doesn't mean
But
I could die on a cross. Doesn't mean I'm God. You know.
but my statement is you would be the first person to ever prove that God doesn't exist. So I would like to hear your side of it.
So so we've established that you have zero evidence. So you've kind of flipped it around on
No,
me.
I want to hear it. You will be the first person to ever prove that he doesn't exist. You will be
Sir,
the first one right
sir,
here, right
okay.
now.
As I said, so I was correct. You have no
You'll be
evidence. You have
famous right
one
here,
second,
right
my dear
now.
boy. Relax. Why are you getting so emotional? Relax 1 second, my dear boy. As I
Well,
was
no,
saying,
the
you
whole time I've
realize
been
you have
watching
no
your live
evidence.
stream. You overspeak everyone, so you don't sound like a jackass.
So
And then
as you just said, you have no evidence, and so you flipped it on me. So okay, I'll provide you with a little scenario that kind of proves that your God is a logical being, to say the least. Is that bad? Do you think bad evil exists?
Yes. To have good, you have to have bad. To have positive, you have to have negative.
Okay. Do human beings do evil things?
Yes.
Does God want there to be evil things?
No.
Is God all powerful?
Yes.
Is God good?
Yes.
Does God ever do evil?
No.
Why do human beings do evil things?
He gave us the free will. That's why you have
Okay.
a choice. You can either go to heaven or you can go to hell. It's
Okay.
not forced upon you. You can either choose to accept him or you can choose not to.
Okay. Does God have free will?
Does God have free will? Is that what you're asking?
That is exactly what I asked. He's befuddled. You hear me? Throw him a lifeline. Throw him a lifeline.
Yes, he can do whatever he wants.
Oh, he has free will. Okay, so why couldn't God make us always do good and have free will, just like him?
We do
doesn't
have
want that
free
to be
will.
evil.
That's why we choose to do bad or we choose to do good.
Does God do bad?
No.
Does
He
God have
gave
free
us the
will?
free will to do bad. Yes,
My dear boy, are you
he
paying
does have
attention?
free will. I'm
1
hearing
second,
what
my
you're
dear
saying.
boy.
You sound retarded. You've asked the same 3 questions
That's not
all
very
over again.
nice. Sir, you seem to have trouble focusing, so let me help you out.
You
As I just
asked,
said,
does God have free will? I said
yes.
yes. So why doesn't he give us the free will to just always do good? That's what you said. That wouldn't be free will that he
But you
gave
just
us.
said
He would
God
be
always does
forcing us.
good and he has free will. 1 second, my dear boy, but you just said God always does good and he has free will, meaning that it's possible to always do good and have free will, just like God. So why couldn't
Yes,
he make
it
us
is
like him
possible for a
to
human to
always do
always do
good
good.
and have free
Yes.
will?
Yes, it is possible for a human to always do good. You're correct. We choose not to.
And so does God have free will, the ability to choose not to?
Yes, he has the ability to choose good or bad. He chooses to be good and perfect all the time. He gave us our free will, so we made the choice.
My dear boy, I don't think
He's
you're
not
understanding
forcing
the
us. No,
point.
no,
The
no. He's
point
not
is that
forcing us to
he could have
follow him.
made us do good and not do bad.
Okay, so if he
Free
made
will,
us to
just
do
like
good,
him.
you would have no free will. If he made
How
us to
come
do
God doesn't
anything,
do bad? How come God doesn't do bad?
why would he want to do that? He loves us.
What? That's not an answer to the question. The
You
point
just asked me.
the
He
point
loves us.
is
Why
that
would he
God
want to do
could
bad?
have made us like him. What about Jesus? Was Jesus human?
Yes.
Did he ever do bad?
No.
So it's possible to have a being that is human and that doesn't do bad.
Right, but Jesus was God just on earth.
Okay, regardless, why can God
He
make
was
us
a
like him,
perfect specimen.
having free will and
No
not
wrong.
choosing bad all the time?
No, I understand that. That's just you have bad people.
Sir, you
But if
seem
he
to have issues
forced,
focusing. You seem
how
to
am
have
I?
issues with this debate. I don't know what else to tell you. Hey, what you got?
How you doing?
What you want to debate?
I don't want to debate, man. I'm reading the comments, and what I'm noticing, I'm a scientist. That's what I do for a living. And when people say you can't prove that God doesn't exist, there's a whole lot of things that we can't prove don't exist. That's not how science works. Science works on positive results. We do not do science on negative results. So for someone to say, oh, you can't prove God doesn't exist. Oh, you can't prove that there's no ghosts on some
Any
in some
monster.
remote universe. You
Santa
know,
Claus.
we go on positive evidence. That's the first thing. And so when people are sitting here making that argument, that's the dumbest argument that anybody can make. You can't prove that I'm not God. I mean, simple as that.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Wise words. And that's a proper scientist who has a fully fledged proper degree in science. I do hope you guys were listening. Fairy tale for adults. Santa Claus for adults. Hey, what you got?
Hey, can you hear me?
Yeah, what do you want to debate? How old are you?
I'm 18 right now.
Okay. What do you want to debate?
Okay, so
Big gifts.
I am already vegan, so I'm pro that. But I do believe in God, and my argument would be that not believing in God or being an atheist relies equally on facts that we cannot prove, or rather beliefs that we cannot prove, as believing in God. So
No, sir. Atheist is a default. That's a default position. You're making a claim that there is a God, that there is a being. You're claiming it. You're claiming there is a God. So you need to provide evidence for that claim you are
yeah,
making.
what I would say is saying that God does not exist is equally a claim as you're claiming that God is imaginary. That is equally a claim as claiming that God does exist. So why would I have to prove that God exists and you not prove that God is imaginary? Why do you have advantage?
1 second, ma'am. Do you need to drink some water? Your voice sounds a bit unclear. I'm just checking you're okay. Are you okay?
Yes, yes.
Okay. Anyways, let me help you out. You seem to have trouble focusing. So, anyways, so here's the point. The point is that you said, are you Christian? What religion are you?
I'm a Hindu.
Oh, Hindu. Okay, Hindu. Okay. This first Hindu that's been on here. But regardless, is that you don't have claims for these gods existing. That's a natural being. And a lack of evidence is evidence. Absence of evidence is evidence of absence. So if there's absence of evidence for your God, it's evidence of absence of your
Okay,
God. Hence,
okay, but I would, yeah, I would say that anything really is up to belief. So what I'm saying is I can't prove that God exists, but also any other claim that you make as from a scientific perspective also relies on belief equally as believing in God. It's equally unbased in anything. And I can give you an example if you want.
1 second. Do you believe in Santa Claus?
No, I don't.
Why not? Why not?
Well, I just don't believe it. But essentially, it's equally ridiculous to both believe and not
1
to
second,
believe.
ma'am. I just asked you a question. You don't need to give a long, verbose explanation. It's a simple answer. But I believe in Santa. Why don't you believe in Santa Claus? He exists. Why don't you believe in him? He exists.
Well, can I give you a counter example, please? Can I explain my position?
Okay. I'll let you. I'll let you avoid that one since it kind of cuts your argument flat. But explain what you're.
Okay, so what I'm trying to say is, for example, you follow scientific method, right? Here you're discussing. Okay, and but here in order to follow scientific method, you already assume, for example, causality. You assume that causality exists, that some logos exists, and that some things cause other things, and you have no reason to assume that. So you're believing that. You have axioms which you cannot prove, which are needed for scientific method to be valid. And so also for example, you're talking about research and experiments, which we can repeat and all that. Okay, and great, but how do you verify the results? You rely on your senses. Why do you believe that your senses are a valid way to learn anything about reality or what is reality?
Okay, ma'am. Well, the thing is, here you're moving towards epistemology, which is how we come to know how facts are facts. And in that case, you've kind of undercut every single anecdote of people saying they've experienced God. And in fact, you've kind of disproved some of your religion. In fact,
Yeah, but that's the thing.
1 second, ma'am. I'm almost done. 1 second, young lady. But in Hinduism, people say they claim to have experiences with God. So if you're saying we can't trust our experiences, you're basically disproving your own,
Yes, exactly. That's my point is exactly that. I cannot prove to you that God exists, but also you are making the claim that God is imaginary, and you cannot prove that either way. So we can't prove anything. That's my point. It's equally ridiculous to believe in anything.
Okay, ma'am. Have a nice day then. Have a nice day. And please get some water. Because, I don't know, you sound a bit befuddled. Hey, would you go? I think she's conceding.
Can you hear me?
Hey, would you want to debate?
Right. Vegan, I think you've probably got a fair point there. Even though I'm a meat eater, I'm going to move more towards that myself. The 2 points, what you've made there, you've said God is imaginary. So that is a claim. As the person who's making the claim, that will be for you to prove. Evolution is a fact. The fact that scientists explain that evolution is a theory would therefore refute what you're saying, unless you don't believe the science.
So
The science.
Do you know what a scientific theory is? And do you know how that's different to another theory?
One sec, give me a second. Can you tell me the difference between a scientific theory and a fact, please? Or are you claiming they're the same thing?
You don't answer a question with a question. Can you answer the question? Do you know what a scientific theory is?
No, but I'm here to ask you a question, and the question is.
One second, my dear boy. 1 second, my dear boy. Please, it's very easy question to answer. It only takes a short answer. You don't need to give a long verbose explanation back. Can you just answer the question, please?
Okay, a theory, in layman's terms, a theory would be an explanation of an event which has a certain threshold of scientific backing, but it can't be proven as fact because they don't know 100%. If it was proven as fact, it would be called a law. Give me a second. You wanted me to answer? Can I finish? Can I just finish? Just to make sure?
Go ahead and finish.
So, if evolution was a fact, it wouldn't be called the theory of evolution. It would be called the law of evolution. They're two different things. So, number one, you're the person who's made the claim that God is imaginary. Show me your proof that God is imaginary. Number two, you made the claim that evolution is a fact.
1 second, my dear boy. You seem to have trouble focusing, so let me help you out. Scientific theory is a theory that's been tested, tried, and proven to be true and a fact.
Is that the same as fact?
It's
proven to be a fact.
1 second, my dear boy. Let me finish.
No, incorrect.
So I can respond to what you're saying. Close your lips so I can respond to what you're saying. As I was saying, it's been tested, tried, and it's been proven. Do you understand why that means it is a fact? Just like gravity, we can measure it. It's 9.8 objects fall to Earth at 9.8 meters per second squared. That is the acceleration at which they fall to Earth. You can use any experiment. You can repeat it at any time. As long as the Earth remains the same mass, you will get the same results. That is why it is a fact. Do you understand that point?
So I'm just saying you are incorrect. Would you be able to read out the definition of theory and the definition of fact, please? Or would you like me to? Because I'll show you the two different things.
So you seem to be misconstrued.
You keep repeating that. You keep repeating that. Can you tell me the definition of theory and the definition of fact? I've answered your question. Can you answer mine?
What you're doing is a red herring. You're trying to distract from the conversation.
No.
To the point that you realize that you
would you? Okay. Would you like me to still man my point so you understand what I'm trying to say? You have made. Let me finish. You've made the claim that evolution is a fact. If it's a fact and not a theory, please tell me the difference. Please tell me the definition of theory and the definition of fact. If they're the same thing, I'll concede. But what you're going to do is you're going to say, "Oh, listen, my dear boy, you have trouble hearing," and make some type of joke. Answer the question. Is fact and theory the same thing? Are they just interchangeable words?
Did you actually address the question? Because you seem to have trouble.
I've just asked you a question. I answered your question. You asked what theory meant. I gave my explanation.
Actually, very unfortunate that you're this uneducated, but I'll help you out.
Okay, and another input. Can you answer the question? What's the definition of fact and what's the definition of theory?
1 second, my dear boy. As I'll see, I'm going to school you on simple.
There we go.
On simple science, as I was saying.
Are you going to answer the question or are you going to obfuscate?
Relax 1 second, my dear boy. I'm helping you out. So listen, close your lips, and get educated.
Answer the question.
Sir.
See you later.
You're just not listening. You're just simply not listening to what I'm saying. I just explained it to you 3 times in a row. Also, everyone, feel free to subscribe. It helps keep the lives going. It helps go a long way. I've pinned it right now. Just press the profile and press subscribe. Helps go a long way. Hey, what you got?
Good day, Squire. How are you?
Did you say Squire?
I did.
All right. What do you want to debate?
No, I just actually wanted to weigh in on what you were saying 2 minutes ago, if you wouldn't mind indulging. The reason that evolution is theoretical is based on the fact that we weren't actually there to observe it. There are a number of fossils that have been collected by Homo erectus, from Neanderthals. We know that these existed. We can take our biology into a lab any day and assess our genetic coding comparable to that of a chimpanzee. So it's only theoretical based upon the fact that we weren't actually there to observe every part of it, but we have a mountain of evidence of it. So in terms of scientific validity, it is factual. We have all the facts. We have all the fossils, we have the comparable DNA, we have all the quantifiable scientific facts. The only reason that evolution's considered a theory is, like I said, because we weren't there to observe it. God is completely fucking imaginary. Go vegan.
Okay. So in terms of your like theory and evolution point, I would say that another reason why I believe it's a fact is we can actually observe it very easily. So if you're gonna refer to a fossil argument and say we can't do that, I guess I'd have arguments against that. But a point that I would make is that in fact we can observe it in terms of bacteria. We can see some bacteria actually, evolve and come more resistant.
We know evolution exists. We know that things evolve because we can observe evolution in nature. But I'm talking about human evolution. I'm guessing that the context of the conversation in relation to God is imaginary, evolution is a fact. In terms of human evolution, we weren't there to observe it with our own eyes, but we can observe biological evolution. So we know that evolution exists. But in terms of where we originally evolved from our original ape ancestors, we know that that's factual in the sense that we have the fossils and we have the ability to observe these things. So no, I was just building upon what the last guest was saying. It is factual in a scientific sense. It's only theoretical because we weren't there to observe every stage in the process.
Okay. All right. I mean, I understand where you're coming from. However, I would say that I guess I'd have my disagreements, but I don't want to go round in circles because I don't think any of us are going to convince each other. So I guess we just have to move on. Hey, would you go?
Hello, sir.
Would you want to debate?
I want to speak about vegan.
Okay, why aren't you vegan?
Actually, me and my girlfriend, we turned into vegan 3 months ago.
So you are vegan?
Yeah, we are vegan.
Okay, so do you disagree on any of these points?
Yeah, I want to ask you something, and you tell me your opinion about it. Actually, 3 months ago, we turned into vegan with my girlfriend, but our beloved cat.
I need someone who disagrees. I might need to restart the live. I'm not sure. Anyways, also everyone, feel free to subscribe. It helps go a long way. It helps keep the lives going. Or you can become a member. Just press the profile and press subscribe. It helps go a long way. Also, feel free to check out all my other debates on my YouTube. And yeah, make sure you double tap the screen and keep the live going. Hey, would you go? What do you want to debate? Hello? Okay. I guess you don't want to debate.
Hold on, my dear boy.
Would you go?
My dear boy. Hold on, my dear boy. I'm speaking now. I'm speaking. All right, I want to talk about
All right. Does any of you guys know who Destiny is? I don't know if any of you guys know who he is. 1 second. Let me pull a picture of him. Of the omni-liberal. I want to see what you guys think of him. Who knows who this man is? Who knows who this man is? What's his name? This man right here. Anyways, let me add some more people in it. That is the omni-liberal. That is the man himself. The savior of mankind. Anyways, let's add someone else in. You guys don't have any points. Your guys' points are very lackluster. They're quite slow. Hey, what'd you got?
What's up?
What do you want to debate?
Let's debate God.
All right. Do you believe in God?
I do. Do you?
If you can read where it says God is imaginary, you probably come to a conclusion that I don't. What religion are you?
So, would you say you're atheist?
Again, if you can read, you'd see I said God is imaginary, so you probably come to the conclusion that yes, I am atheist. Again, I'll repeat for the second time. Do you believe?
Let's take a deep breath.
1 second, my dear.
All right.
What religion are you?
I'm Christian.
Okay, where's your evidence that God is not a delusion?
Well, we can just go to the morality argument. Is good and bad real?
No.
You said no.
No. I mean, in terms of
So
like objective facts, no. Subjective,
Hitler was
sure.
was Hitler wrong? Was he bad?
So it depends on what we define as morality. Again, you're not like we need to have a definition of what morality is. You define morality as, I'm assuming, what God says or what God is. Whatever God says is good, whatever God says is bad. And again, I
Right.
define morality as what we feel. If you feel something's good, you'd say you'd obviously say it's a good thing. If you think something's bad or it has a bad emotion in you, you say it's evil. And again, you want to bring up the Hitler point to say that, oh, you don't think Hitler's bad, but your God literally genocided the whole world in the flood. Is that correct?
Well, my God created the whole world, so I mean,
Oh, your
I'm
parents.
sure he can take it.
Oh, okay. Your parents also
Huh?
created you. Do they get the right to murder you because they birthed you into the world? And
Well,
that's
when you
quite.
say murder, is it murder for God if he put me into the world, if he created me from dust and my
So you're
parents?
saying if
Is it
someone
murder?
puts you into the world, it justifies them being able to kill you because they put you into the world? Is that what you're trying to say, my dear boy?
Well, if God created me from dust, he has the authority to take me out.
No, sir. That is unfortunate. That is sad that you think that way, and that's very abusive on you. I actually feel bad for
You're
you.
not even answering my
You
question,
seem your
though.
mind's a bit.
You're
One,
saying
one,
it's
one second, my
based
dear
off how
boy.
we feel.
1 second, my dear boy. It seems your mind's a bit errant, and
My
it's a
dear
bit
boy.
unfortunate that you're saying that just because God made you, He has the right to kill you. That's not true at all, sir. That's quite unfortunate. That's a very bad justification. But regardless, do you have any evidence of His existence, which was what we were trying to get onto? So your morality argument doesn't really work, as I've just refuted it.
I mean, is it good or bad to torture innocent children? Is it good or bad?
As me, I have
When you think about it,
I'd have a
what's
negative
that?
reaction. Again, we don't
So
even.
if I had a good reaction
Boy,
to it, who would
can
be
you
right?
close your lips so I can respond to what you're saying? Because you seem to have trouble
Did
focusing.
I?
So let
Okay.
me help you out. You seem to be struggling intellectually in this debate because you keep
Okay.
bringing
Go
long
go
verbose
ahead. The
explanations.
extra
1 second, my dear
theatrics aren't
boy. 1 second,
necessary.
my dear
They're
boy.
not
1 second, my
necessary.
dear boy. Relax 1 second. Let me speak. So again, you're having long verbose explanations of things that are not true. So again, we
You
don't
like
even have.
spam the same words, but
Can you
okay, go
not
ahead. Go ahead.
interrupt, please? Can you not
I'm
interrupt?
so
As I
sorry.
was
Go
saying,
ahead.
we don't even agree on what good and bad is, so it's quite hard to have a debate about morality if we don't agree on what morality actually is. But regardless, you're gonna say whatever your God does is good, so it's quite hard to debate with you there. But I can try.
Okay, can I? In my turn? My turn? Yeah. You're allowing it, host?
You may speak, my dear boy.
So if I said I was a cannibal and you said no, that's wrong, who would be correct?
Again, I think morality is subjective, so I don't think that.
Really? So you
Right.
think that it's all opinions?
Yes, absolutely. That is exactly what morality is.
Okay.
It's a might versus
Interesting.
right situation. If someone has the might to enforce their morality, then the morality will be that way. That's the whole point. But you seem to be floating around. So can you stay on track? You seem to have trouble focusing.
Why do you say the same things to everyone? Okay, anyways, do you believe that everything has a cause?
Pardon? I do.
You believe everything?
Everything has a cause. Sure.
Right? And so wouldn't it just be infinite until we would need an uncaused cause, an
No, I think it could
unmoved?
be infinite. An infinite chain of causes. It doesn't necessarily need to have a beginning. Could have always been going back. No proof that it
Well,
couldn't.
then we'd never get here if it was infinitely going back. We
Why
would
would that be
never
the
have
case?
today.
Why would that be the case?
Huh?
Where's your evidence of that? How do you know that? Where's your evidence of that
Well,
supposition you're making?
how can we have today if there wasn't a starting point? That makes no sense.
Sir,
It'd just be a big circle.
there being a today and there needing to be a starting point are two mutually exclusive things. That is not the case. That because we have a today, there needs to be a starting point. You've made that jump in logic. So can you justify that jump in logic? I really want to know.
Today would have never gotten here if there was no starting point. If the Earth infinitely kept going, there wouldn't be a today. There wouldn't be a now.
What? So I'm just checking that we're together on planet Earth because you're not making much sense. So let me help you out. Again, that is false.
All right, these arguments are literally like annoying. All right,
1 second,
it's
my dear
Jesus
boy.
Christ.
1 second, my dear.
Is the New Testament credible?
Sir, I don't know why you're jumping between topics, so I'm just gonna let you get some rest because you seem to be a bit confused. Let's add someone else. Hey, what you got? Oh, he left. Can someone not leave, please? God exists whether you like it or not. Cat, big cat. Hey, what you got? Okay, this person seems incapable of having a debate, so we'll add someone else in. If you've already been in, I'm probably not gonna add you. So everybody double tap the live as well. Feel free to subscribe, it helps go a long way, it helps keep the live streams keep going. So make sure you subscribe as well. It really helps the channel keep going, and go check out the YouTube and watch all my other debates there. Hey, what you got? Okay. I'm probably gonna end the live at 6 p.m. probably. So yeah.
Hold on there, my dear boy. Hold on there, my dear boy. Hold on there, my dear boy. Hold on there, my dear.
Pixie from Destiny and Aaron. Hey, what you got?
Okay, I want to talk about the topic of veganism. Okay.
Okay. Why don't you
Okay.
do that?
So, do you think milking cows is wrong?
Yes.
Okay. So, if you don't milk a cow, it could cause bruising, utter injury, sickness, and if not continued, could result to death.
And where's the
So,
source behind that and the evidence behind that?
unbottled.com. Go search it up.
What.com?
Unbottled.com.
Okay, I'll look into it. Probably be false because that's quite frankly not true, and we have evidence that that's not the case, and these animals actually hurt when you do that. But I will look into it
But
regardless.
where's your proof?
So I mean, I also have sources. I think you're referring to quite biased sources, which is quite unfortunate that you need to refer to biased, uncredible sources to prove your point. But that's not true that they'll be injured if you don't milk and exploit them and essentially grape them, which is quite frankly unfortunate. But yeah,
Well, I did do my research and it does say it could hurt the cow if you don't milk them.
I'd suggest you do better research next time, young lady. Hey, what you got?
Can you hear me?
What do you want to debate?
Yeah. So you said we should go vegan. So, like, do you eat fish?
No.
Oh, okay. But I know some people who are vegan and they do eat fish, but they
Well,
don't
I
eat
think the
meat.
word for that is pescatarian, not vegan, if you're paying attention.
Okay. I was just asking though. All right. No.
You seem a little slow, but it's okay. Hey, what you got?
Do you think you can have a conversation with me without kicking me? Because I feel like you're scared.
What do you want to debate? What topic do you want to debate? We'll start again.
Okay, can we go God is imaginary?
Okay. Do you believe God is real?
Yeah, I do.
What religion are you?
Muslim.
Okay, where's your evidence that Allah is real?
You need to find evidence.
Okay. Before we go into that, before we will get onto that argument, we'll get onto that debate, but I want to discuss something else about the Quran. Are you okay with discussing the Quran? Do you feel confident in that realm of knowledge, or are you a bit nervous?
It's going to be going off topic, but okay. It's going to be you.
We will get onto whether your God is real or not, which it isn't, but we will go in discussing that and me showing that your God is not real. But first, I just want to discuss a few things in your Quran. Because you know what? I actually wanted to be a Muslim.
Okay.
Everyone in the live, listen up. I wanted to be a Muslim, you know. And I was just chilling. I was like, someone recommended you should be Muslim. It's a good thing. And I was like, okay, I'll look into it. They said read the Quran. That's, you know, is that okay referring to the Quran as like the basis of your belief and like your religion?
It is the basis of the belief.
Okay, the Quran is the basis of a belief. Just checking in case you try and move away. But okay. So anyways, I was reading the Quran, you know, like, okay, that's fine. And then I came upon a few things which kind of startled me because I'm like, dang, like, Do you actually believe that, such as in the Hadith and the Surah, where it says a woman's mind is deficient as not as much as a man? Do you agree with that?
It says that in the Quran.
Pardon?
Does it say that in the Quran?
It does absolutely say a
Okay.
woman's mind is
Can you tell me where
deficient and not as much as a man's.
can you tell me where it says that in
In
the
the
Quran?
Hadith, my dear boy. Did you read the book, or are you capping a
Okay,
little bit?
I asked you, is it in the Quran? And you
It
said,
is, sir. If you read it, you would know
okay,
that it
can you tell
is
me the
in the
verse where
Quran.
it is in the Quran.
I just said in the Hadith, sir. Are you
So,
struggling with that?
so it's not in the Quran, right?
Are you paying attention, my dear boy? I said the Hadith is part of the Quran, correct?
No, it isn't.
It absolutely is.
So you clearly don't know what you're talking about. The
Sir,
Quran.
I don't think you know, but since you want to
See,
try
look,
and
this is
run
why
away
you kick
from that
people,
point.
because you don't know what you're talking
Well,
about.
one second, my dear boy. The surah also says that I believe you can beat your wife. I think that's the case.
Where does it say that?
That it doesn't say that you can hit your wife at all.
Where does it say that?
Okay, since you want to deny facts and
No,
you seem to
look,
not
you
be on.
don't know what you're talking
One
about.
second, my dear boy. One second,
I
my
can
dear boy.
explain to you everything.
1 second, my dear boy.
You know what
We'll
you're
move on to something else if you're a bit scared of that in that realm.
I'm
But
not
do
scared.
you believe? Do you like follow Muhammad? Is he like a role model to you?
Yeah, I do. I think he's a perfect role model.
Perfect role model. Okay. Could you tell me who Aisha is?
Aisha, she's the wife and companion of the Prophet.
Of Muhammad, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. Did he have any relations with her? Was he like her, like his girlfriend, or like anything at all?
Girlfriends. The Prophet was married to Aisha.
Married to her. Okay. What age did he marry her exactly? I'm trying to remember.
Age was 6, and he consummated it at 9.
What does consummated mean?
I believe that means the marriage was formally, or formally.
Okay, so he married her at 9. Let's say I married another person at 9. Would you be okay with that, or would you have an issue with that?
I would, in this society, I would have an issue with that. Yeah.
You would have an issue, but you said, again, quoting your words, you said Muhammad is perfect. And so why would you have an issue with me following your Muhammad since he's the role model? I want to follow him. So if I did that, why are you having an issue? You seem to be contradicting yourself.
Can you
You're
prove
okay, my dear boy.
Could you prove that if you got married to a 9-year-old, that it wouldn't cause harm to them?
Sir, you just said out of your mouth, you just stated that Muhammad, your prophet that you look up to and is said is perfect and all of that and praise, married a 9-year-old or consummated at 9, which you acknowledge means it was properly formed at 9. So I'm just trying to understand and explain like what you mean. Like if I married someone at 9, why you'd find an issue with that if your own prophet did that? What's the issue?
Yeah. By the way, you grilling me on this, you don't believe that it's objectively wrong, do you? Do you believe that?
Sir, I don't know how we moved into objectively wrong. Do you think it's okay to marry someone at 9 or not? That is the question.
Do you believe it's
Can
wrong?
you answer that, please?
Do you
Yes
believe
or
it's wrong?
no?
Right.
It's not a hard question, my dear boy. You seem to be struggling. Throw him a lifeline. Throw him a lifeline. He's bewildered. He's befuddled. He doesn't know what to say.
Wait,
He's
I'm
lost.
Hold on. I believe it's right. Do you believe it's wrong?
You believe marrying a 9-year-old is right? How old was Muhammad when he married her? Hold on.
That's irrelevant. I don't know. Probably 46. I don't know.
46? Okay, let's say he was even 20 years old, okay? 46 is wild, but even 20 is wild. But you think him marrying the 9-year-old was okay? Because you just said he's your prophet.
I do believe it's okay. Do you believe it's wrong?
Is he perfect? Does he do good things all the time?
Yeah.
Does he ever do anything wrong? Did Muhammad do anything
We're
wrong?
going in circles here. I believe that was right.
One second, my dear boy. Did Muhammad do anything wrong in his life?
He didn't. He did not.
So when he consummated the marriage and married her, that was the right thing to do?
Are you not listening? Like I said, I believe it's right. Do you believe it's wrong?
Okay,
Do you want to answer my question?
Again, I don't believe it's correct. I believe that's quite bad because children, as we know, are very young and aren't capable of consenting to things like marriage, especially with people that much older than them. So I think doing something at 6 and then consummating it at 9 is quite frankly not kind of what turned me away from Islam. I don't think that's okay, especially if you said Muhammad is like the main prophet of Islam. I have an issue with that, you know, and you just said it's right. I mean, you're entitled to your opinion. That's up to you, man.
Okay,
But
it's objectively wrong.
Pardon?
Is it objectively wrong?
I don't believe in objective morality. I believe it's subjectively, my opinion, it's wrong.
So can you prove if I believe it's subjectively right? Can you prove me wrong?
No, I can't.
Okay.
Again, morals are subjective. So is
Okay,
your morality. It's all subjective.
So I'm not wrong, and you
I
can't
mean, you
prove me
just
wrong.
said you think him marrying a 9-year-old is okay. You think
I know, I know.
adults
You
marrying
can't.
9-year-olds is okay. So
Right.
I
So
mean,
you
that's
can't.
your opinion, sure.
Right. So you
But
can't
yeah.
prove me wrong, and also
Okay,
this.
if you want to defend that, sure, go ahead. I mean, again, I'm just asking. I was just making sure and clarifying your position. So that's nice to know you think that's okay. That marrying a 9-year-old as an adult is okay. Thank you for acknowledging that.
Okay, cool. You want to engage with the debate now? Because you said you were gonna talk about some side things, which
I think we've heard enough. I might debate you later, maybe. But for now, I just need a break from all that because that was quite intense for me. Hey, what you got?
Well,
What do you want to debate?
how there's nothing wrong with being
Okay, you seem a bit slow. Since someone who, oh, this person's name is Vegans Are Hypocrites. This is gonna be a fun debate.
Hello?
Hey, what you want to debate?
I was just wondering why vegans and vegetarian diets have an 84% failure rate.
That's irrelevant to the point. Someone
Okay.
like we could say people not owning slaves has a very high failure rate because they like owning slaves. Doesn't mean owning slaves is a good thing. Do you understand that?
Sure. All right. So why is it here in the United States we are the biggest exporter of meat to other countries. Our labor is regulated, so there's no harsh working conditions, and there's no harsh working conditions. There's no slave labor. Now, as far as when the winter months come along, we import our vegetables from those kinds of places where children are subjected to harsh working conditions, pesticides, and other things that are not regulated here in the United States. Now, vegans are constantly wanting to do less harm. I mean, that's your total
You are
platform.
correct,
Okay.
sir.
So why
To animals.
during the winter months are we demanding more of these vegetables from other countries that are implementing these harsh conditions?
My dear boy, let me help you out. You seem to have a trouble focusing, but here's the case. You do realize that 70% of crops are grown to feed animals, so we use way more pesticides in trying to feed the animals that you want to eat. So I don't know why you're asking me for a solution to a problem that you're making, because you seem to have trouble focusing.
Well, no, I'm just saying that it's a very good point. A lot of our crops do go to feeding agriculture, correct? But what we don't understand is that more animals are dying due to the harvesting of vegetables and other vegetables and fruits. Now, I know your numbers, they always say otherwise. However, your numbers don't include the bees that die during transportation of stress from one farm to the other. We have in the United States a very poor bee population because of all the demand for vegetables and fruits and the constant slaughtering of these bees. Now, that's one point. Another point is that you drive your vehicle to your friend's house to have a good time, correct?
What does this have to do with what we're talking
It
about?
has everything. Just do you drive your friend? Do you do it?
1 second, my dear boy. It seems like you're trying to distract from the conversation. That's not to do with veganism. I don't know how you run. It seems like you're running away from the topic because you acknowledge
There's no running. There's no running. I'm just trying to make another topic. I'm just trying to bring out another point so we just get this moving, this flow going. Okay, so do you drive your car to your friend's house to have a good time?
Relax 1 second. Relax. You seem very emotional right now. You need to calm down, my dear boy. You need to relax.
I'm calm. I'm calm.
Logic, and you need to calm down. You're giving very long, verbose explanations, which, quite frankly, hold no merit because you have no factual basis behind them. And so I'm here.
I have plenty. I could, dude. I will email you all the information you need. I will text you all. You give me your phone number. I will text you all the data. I'll text it to you.
Sir.
All right.
1 second.
As far as driving your car to your friend's house, because I know you do. Everyone does. All right, you are increasing the probability of killing animals on the way home, on the way to your friend's house, just to have a good time. Now, it may sound silly, but that's what's happening. You're killing animals on your windshield every time you take your vehicle out, just to have a good time with your friends. Now, you watch Marvel movies. Everyone has. All right, and by you doing that, you are promoting the animal kingdom in Disney. Okay, you are promoting that. And overall, you guys are failing miserably because of the stock market. Look at all the livestock stock markets, all the symbols over the course of 20 years. You guys are failing miserably, but you continue on this destructive route of hurting people. You understand? Just look at McDonald's over the last 20 years on their stock price. And you tell me whether or not you guys are being successful. I mean, our vegan store here in New York has gone to shit. I mean, it's closed down because nobody cares about your bullshit. Okay, that's it, bro. You keep killing animals, though. You keep killing animals, and you keep killing. You keep killing animals, and you keep fucking with people from different countries, giving them poor.
Relax, calm down. You seem very upset. You need to calm down. You seem very angry. I understand it sucks when you realize you're doing terrible things, such as causing the harm, suffering of animals. Thank you for the gift. Thank you for becoming a member. Thank you very much. I know it's sad when you realize you're doing terrible things, but you need to calm down and realize that you're doing things that are quite frankly wrong. Regardless, as I was saying, you can be perfectly healthy on a vegan diet. You jump to like the stock market and McDonald's. You seemed a little lost, and I understand it's quite tough when you realize that you're doing a terrible thing, but you need to calm down and stop being so emotional, okay? That's the whole point. Regardless, again, you're quite frankly wrong. You are just wrong. You can be healthy on a vegan diet. And then you got into an emotional argument, which is sad because I'm trying to rationally debate. But anyways, unmute your mic and explain to me why you continually hurt, abuse, torture, and kill animals. Are you aware of how to unmute your mic? I can see you're very upset, dear sir. Oh, he left. Damn, I hit him with that many facts. He couldn't uphold it. Hello?
Hey, up, mate.
What do you want to debate?
Right, okay, for starters, right, I want to talk about veganism, right? So, do you support do you support deforestation?
Okay, sir. I do not support deforestation.
Okay. So why do you support veganism, since veganism cuts down so many trees a year so you can get your soya and your tofu to be grown?
You do realize a lot more cut down in trying to feed the animals that you eat. In fact, 70% of crops that are cutting down and deforesting are used to feed your animals. So if you want to minimize the harm to, again, the animals again,
yeah, but you're still doing it.
Stop eating meat and putting it into your mouth and eating it, sir.
But you're still doing it. If you're truly vegan, right, you'd put an end to it.
Sir, do you know what veganism is?
Yes, I do know what veganism is.
What is veganism? Explain veganism.
Veganism is where people don't support the killing of animals and they eat a plant-based diet.
Okay, you clearly don't understand what veganism, so let me explain to you. So listen up, my dear boy. Okay, again, veganism is the ethical framework of trying to minimize the harm and suffering that we cause to animals. That's not saying no animals will die, but it is about minimizing the harm and suffering that we cause to these conscious living beings that are smarter than dogs and cats, especially pigs. But regardless, that's the definition of veganism. So again, in terms of deforestation, we deforest a lot more to feed your meat products that you want to put into your mouth for 15 minutes of pleasure. So your point is quite frankly refuted. Did you understand that, my dear boy?
Don't call me my dear boy, and yeah, I did.
Okay, so you realize that you eating meat is immoral.
No, I believe in... Alright, so I'm Christian, right? So I obviously believe in God. Don't roll your eyes. Don't roll your eyes. That's really disrespectful. You can't come on here, right, disrespecting other people, and then just because I'm Christian, you should, disrespect me.
Young man, I know you're upset, but you need to calm down and relax.
I am calm.
You have no evidence for your God. No evidence to believe
Yes,
that
I do.
Where is the evidence? Can you show me?
I can't show you it, right? But personal experience. Personal experience is why.
Anecdotes? Do you know what anecdotes are, my dear boy?
Yes, I do know what anecdotes are.
Okay,
Yeah.
what are anecdotes?
Personal stories.
Okay, you do realize that we cannot prove personal stories and they do not make fact. If it's a personal story that I believe the earth is flat, that doesn't make it flat. We need testable scientific evidence.
Yeah, but
Repeat
I
it
don't.
back to me. Testable scientific evidence is what is needed to come to conclusions about facts, not my personal experience. That's a bad basis. That's how you come to biases, prejudice, discrimination, because I had a personal experience. That's not a
Are
good
you
thing.
calling me a liar then?
Sir, we use stats and we use objective information.
Okay,
Unless you
that's
can
your
provide
opinion.
evidence.
That's your opinion.
No, it is a fact. If I say the earth
No,
is
it's not.
flat,
That's your opinion.
the earth is flat. Do you agree?
No.
So are you calling me a liar?
Well, no, because there's a lot more proof.
Okay, do you believe Santa Claus exists?
No.
Why not?
Because my parents told me that they put the presents under the tree.
But do you believe Santa Claus exists as a person? Like, he puts it under other people's, not yours.
No.
Why not?
Because all my other friends have had their parents tell them in front of me that they put the
My
presents
parents
under the
never
tree.
told me that, so Santa Claus does it to me. So Santa Claus is real.
Your parents never said Santa Claus wasn't real.
How do you know what my parents said?
I'm asking you.
No, as in, like, my parents said Santa Claus is real as well, and he is real.
No, he's not.
Where's your evidence that he isn't real? How do you know he isn't?
My parents told me, and that's
So
all
if
the
your parents
information I
told
need.
you the earth is flat, would you believe it's flat? Okay. He ran away. You guys are running from the evidence. Hey, would you go?
Hi,
How old are you?
I'm 18.
Okay, what do you want to debate?
I've just got a few questions. Is that okay?
Sure.
About veganism. Yeah. Okay. First, because like the other guy that I was in this other live, and he was just off his nut. He was really rude to me.
Okay, well,
First,
ma'am, can you provide your argument, please?
yeah. Okay. So wait, in your definition, what's veganism?
Veganism is the ethical stance that aims to minimize the harm and suffering we cause animals by not eating animal-based products.
Okay. Now, when you go into a shop, we have vegan-based products that you can avoid eating animals, right?
Yes. What's your point?
Right. So you don't want to eat animals because we kill them, that's bad. And why would you want to mimic what they taste like if we feel so bad for them? If it's so revolting and disgusting and stuff, why are we mimicking that so that we can eat it?
Man, the issue isn't with the taste. The issue is with the fact that an animal had to be slaughtered and killed to get you that
Well
taste.
then without the taste, why are we mimicking the looks of like meat when they make it so it looks exactly the same? You have vegan bacon, you have vegan steak, but why would you want to mimic that if it's so bad?
Ma'am, I mean, I'm not the one who does it. You can go and ask someone who does do that. I don't do it. I guess I would disagree with that because I believe that it comes from harm and suffering. But even if you did, that wouldn't be the issue. The issue is that you're not getting it from that. So it doesn't matter what it looks like. The look of the meat, what the food product is irrelevant. It's where it came from. Yours came from the torture, harm, and suffering and brutal killing of animals. Mine just came from lab-grown meat or something that no harm whatsoever. Do you understand that, young lady?
Yes, I do. But they base the look off of what it looks like when we kill animals. So why can't they just make it look like something else?
Why are you asking me? I'm not the one who does that. How about you go and ask them and
Because you're
find
the
out
one
why they
on
do
here
that?
talking about a debate. So I'm asking you a question because I don't understand.
Do that. Okay, well, I don't do that. I disagree. I'm not the one who does that. Go and speak to the people who are doing it or who you find out are
Okay.
doing it. Not me.
Calm down. Calm down.
Ma'am, I think you need to
Also another
relax.
thing.
You're not making sense. That's the issue.
Right. Another question. So God, don't roll your eyes at me, mate. Okay, so God, right? Do you respect that my religion? I'm Christian. Can you respect? If I respect you, can you respect me?
Thing is, unfortunately, your religion is quite abusive to you and it's indoctrinated you. For example, in your own book, it says
Okay.
One second, young lady. Let me explain to you why you shouldn't respect your book. Your book disrespects you for being a woman. It says you can't speak in the church because you are a female. Because you are of the female gender, you cannot speak in the church. You're allowed to be beaten. You're allowed to be property just because you're a woman. And that's very misogynistic to me. I think that's very disrespectful to women. How many girls, sisters that you know, imagine they saw that and saw they were being talked to in that way. That's a very terrible way to speak about women. Do you disagree?
In my experience, the Bible and everything, we've grown as like the church, okay? So like over the time, like the Catholic social teachings, the Pope is a very large amount of people who are Christians. They grow and they adapt, like the Catholic social teachings, they adapt to what's happening in the real world.
Does
So
God
of
change?
course, let me finish, don't cut me
Okay.
off. A
Sorry.
long time ago, yep. So of course, yeah, you know what, women were abused, and that happened. Okay, I'm not saying that. That's what they believed in, sure. But over the time, we come to realize that, you know, that's not what our God does, and that's not what we believe in. So the Bible, we've adapted to a newer version. So there's so many different versions of the Bible. There's not just one version. Okay, there are. If you go onto Bible Gateway, you can see how many different versions of the Bible there are. Okay.
Okay, ma'am, you don't need to give
Now,
a long.
why?
1 second, ma'am. You said a lot of stuff, so I kind of want to get the chance to respond to what you're saying. You said
Yeah.
a very long, verbose explanation on why you think it's justified, but the point still stands is that your God still allowed it, and it's not okay. And God says if you take away from the book, He'll take away from your share in the tree of life, and if you add to the book, He'll add to your punishment in hell. And so, you trying to change the book to make it more socially acceptable is quite frankly doing what God said not to do. You cannot change from the book, or else it's no longer
Have
Christianity.
you read the whole Bible?
I absolutely have read the Bible, and it says a lot of stuff, like,
Uh-huh.
such as you can stone gay people as well, and you can own women as property as well. God justified that.
Hey, I'm gay.
You're gay?
Yeah.
Are you gonna stone yourself?
Mate,
I'm
no,
not even trying to be
because
rude, but it
that's not
says
what.
in Leviticus, it says that you should stone gay people. That's in the Bible. Imagine another gay person reads that. If I was gay and I'm reading that and I'm like, wow, God says that I should be stoned just because of my sexuality. Do you think that's okay, ma'am? That's not okay, is it?
Again, it wasn't written by God. The Bible was written by a number of disciples, like observing, and also going back to what the other man said. That's proof.
I
Okay.
thought the Bible was
Also,
God's
if I
word. I thought
respect,
it was the word of God. Is that not the case?
please don't disrespect my religion. If
Damn,
I can,
is
if
it not the
I,
word? Hold on 1 second, young lady. Is it not the word of God? How am I disrespecting it? It literally says it's the word
you
of God. Is that
You're
not wrong?
rolling your eyes. You're rolling your eyes. You're pointing fingers, and there was no need for that.
Ma'am, you seem to be a bit misandrist. I don't like it, and you're hurting my feelings. So please calm down and address the point I said. Is it not God's word? God's word says that you can stone gay people. So as a homosexual, you should not be justifying that. That's very damaging to the queer community and the LGBTQ
I'm not
community.
justified,
Okay, so but it
mate.
says it in the book. What do you want me to say?
It's whatever. It's in the bloody book. It wasn't written by God. It's not the God that I believe in.
Do you believe the Bible is the truth?
I believe some of the Bible's the truth, but I don't believe it's the full truth. And if
Uh,
I can I respect everyone's religion. I can respect that you don't believe in God. That's fine. But I just think that you should also respect me. Is that not
But ma'am, if your
okay?
religion is saying that just because you're a woman, you're allowed to be owned as a slave and that you can be beaten and that you
Hey,
should
hold on,
stone.
whoa. Cut
Ma'am, you
out
just
all the
interrupted
Bible
me. Can I
truth.
finish
Cut.
speaking? This is what it says in your book. I know you're upset that it says a lot of hurtful things, but it's the
I'm not
truth.
upset.
It's the
Can you
truth. I'm
hear
just
my
saying it
voice?
says that's what it
Do
says,
I?
man.
Yes. Just calm down. Calm down.
But it's
Do I sound
hurtful.
aggravated? Can't you? How is it hurtful to you?
It's hurtful to me because I have a mother, a sister, I have female family members who I want to be safe. But if someone reads the book and says, oh, I can hurt women because God permitted it in the Old Testament, that's not going to make girls more safe.
But
You
no
make
one
you feel
does
safe.
that. It's the 24. It's like 2024. We're not gonna. Well, some people do. Yeah, but
Okay.
we're not hurting. But they're not
Man,
basing off the Bible.
in the
People don't.
USA,
People
they're
don't go.
taking away
People don't
women's
cut me off.
reproductive
Don't cut.
rights.
If you don't want me to cut you off, don't cut me off. Okay.
I'm sorry, young
I'm
lady.
not. I'm. It's okay. I'm not raising my voice. You can hear me, right? I'm not. Yeah. All right. So like, okay. People aren't going. Oh, I'm reading the Bible, and oh, because I said this, I'm gonna do this. No, again, we've adapted, we've grown, okay? It's so many new things now, and I just think that I think that if I can respect you, why can't you? And don't talk about all this, what's in the Bible stuff, what's this, what do they do? Don't look at me like that, mate. Okay?
Do you
Okay,
not
forget
believe in
about
the
all that.
Bible? Are
Respect,
you Christian or not?
respect,
Are you Christian?
respect,
Young lady, are you
respect.
Christian?
Okay?
I'm just checking to see if
Respect.
we're on
Listen,
planet Earth. Are you a Christian or
I'm
not?
Christian. I'm Christian Catholic.
Do you believe in the Bible? As in, is that do you?
Yes, I believe in the Bible, but
So why
I
is
don't
there an
believe in
issue?
everything.
Why are you so
Mate,
insecure?
listen,
Young lady,
listen,
why are you so
listen.
insecure about me referring to the Bible about what it says about women? Which it does say that. There are verses that say
Because
that.
I'm not talking about the Bible. I'm talking about respect.
Ma'am, I can't,
And
ma'am,
don't.
I don't even think you respect that. If I hit you because you're a woman, would you respect that?
No.
Exactly. So in the Bible, if it says that you can hit women
Oh,
because they're women,
okay, mate.
how am I meant to respect that either?
Go read the New Revised Standard Catholic version of the Bible,
Okay, are
and
you
then
saying that won't
and then
have you can
come back to
stone
me.
homosexual people, you can own women, you can enslave other people? Are you saying that it won't include that? I'm looking forward
They
to it.
never say that. Here's the thing, mate. They never say that directly in the Bible ever. They don't
It
go, oh,
does.
because you're gay, we're gonna stone you.
It does say that Leviticus, ma'am. Have you read Leviticus? Have you read the Bible? Because it does say that, ma'am. That if a man is to lie with a man, that he should be stoned to death and he'll be in hell. It says that, ma'am. I'm sorry, I know it sucks, but it
Radio,
really
Buckaroo.
says that. And that's not fair to you as an
Right.
LGBTQ queer person. You shouldn't be okay with that. Imagine someone stoned you just because of that verse. How would you feel?
Mate, what?
Ma'am,
Why are you so petty?
can you read Leviticus 18:22? I'm pretty sure that's the verse. Chapter 18, verse 20.
Again, there are so many new things. Like I've been to church my whole life.
That's the issue, ma'am. That is the issue. That is quite frankly the issue. Everyone feel free to subscribe. Go check out the YouTube as well and subscribe to the TikTok. It helps go a long way and
Wait.
helps keep the lives going. Hey, what you got?
Hello?
How old are you?
18.
Okay, what do you want to debate?
What?
What do you want to debate?
Just a second.
Go vegan? Definitely are not of the age of majority, so I'm going to kindly let you go. Go with you, Barney. Hey, what you want to debate?
Hello.
Would you
Okay,
wanna
I'm 21 years old. But anyway, I have a couple of questions to ask you. You were debating with that girl about the Bible. I'm Roman Catholic. So you were saying things about the Bible. Look, yes, there are terrible things in the Bible. I'm not saying there aren't terrible things in the Bible. Okay? Number one. Don't do that. Don't do that. Number one.
But sir,
Okay.
already 1 second, my dear boy. But that's the issue. If there's terrible things in the book,
Don't call me your dear. Don't call me your dear boy.
relax 1
Do
second,
not call
young
me your
man.
dear boy.
You seem to have trouble in the hot
And
seat.
don't call me a
You
young man
realize,
either.
Matt. 1 second, 1 second, sir. Here's the issue. 1 second, my bad. You just acknowledged that there are terrible things, and that's kind of the
Yes, I do acknowledge there are terrible
Just
things in the Bible.
imagine you're 8 years old. You've grown up a Christian your whole life. You read the book and you see it says that. What kind of thoughts is that going to put in a young child when they see something like that? That's the issue. That's the problem.
Okay, so do you know that there is something called the Children's Bible?
Sir, even in an
Do you know
adult's
that?
Bible, that's still wrong. Even in an adult's Bible, they're taking away women's reproductive rights because of things in the Bible, sir. Christians are doing that in the US. Do you understand why that's
Oh
the issue?
yes, the USA. Yes, the USA. No, I don't like the USA. I don't agree
Okay,
with
well,
what
we
the
don't need to
USA
do a
says.
red herring and distract, but the issue is that your Bible is very problematic and your religion is very problematic and has been used to just
Okay, all right. So do you understand that there was a different mindset back 2,000 years ago?
Sir, are you going to say the Holocaust is okay?
Can you understand that there was a different mindset 2,000 years ago?
1 second, my dear boy. Don't yell, my dear boy. Relax 1 second.
I'm
Can you
asking
answer
you
my
a question, yes or no? Can you
Sir,
understand that
1 second,
2,000
my dear
years
boy.
ago there was a different
Relax.
mindset?
Shh. Close your lips so I can respond to what you're saying. Again, as I just stated, You're saying it was a different mindset. That's your justification for all the terrible things. It was a different
No,
mindset.
I'm not saying it's a justification. Do you not understand that that human beings were different 2,000 years ago? Obviously, you can't understand that.
Okay, sir.
Obviously,
Okay,
you can't understand
sir,
that.
listen to me saying this. If I said that the Holocaust was okay because people were different 80 years ago,
Did
would
I
that make
say
it
the
okay?
Holocaust was
I'm
okay?
asking you, is it okay because people were
No,
different
no, it
80
was
years ago?
not. What
Okay,
happened
so
to
just
what
because
happened to the
it,
Jewish people was terrible.
one second, young man, 1 second, my dear boy. So just because it was 2,000 years ago doesn't make it okay.
Okay. So we are looking at you are debating about God because people who are Christian who love and speak about the word of God, you rather just run them down, don't you? Because that's what you're doing. That's basically what you are doing.
Sir, do you realize that your book says it's okay to stone gay people? Do you realize that your book
Yes,
says it's
yes, I
okay to
know. And do
enslave
you
other
think
people?
do you
That
think that
God
I agree with
commanded
that?
people.
No,
One
no, I
second,
don't
God
agree with that.
commanded people to
But do you
enslave
know
other
what it says
people.
in the
There are
catechism? Do you know
verses.
what it says in the Do you know what it says in the catechism? It says love. It says love and respect them with chastity and
Sure, then
dignity.
that's contradictory, and why would anyone want to follow something that's contradicting themselves? Like again, it's like me being like imagine you go to a slaver and then they said treat
Because
that.
we are not under the law. Because we are not
Sir, it
under
was
the
never.
law
It
anymore.
should never
Oh
be
my.
okay. If Hitler made it the law to do the Holocaust, is it okay because he was under that law? No, it was terrible
No,
regardless.
no, of
God
course
was
not.
terrible
Do
regardless.
you
There's
do
no
you not
justification.
do you but you're not understanding that God is not God is not a human being. He
Sir,
is a
that's even
spirit.
worse. He's an all-powerful being, and he tells are we meant to be God's children?
So obviously you have a problem.
1 second, my
Obviously
dear
you
boy.
have a problem, mate.
Please stop speaking. Are we meant to be God's children?
Yes, of course we meant to be
What type of
we meant to be
parent?
God's children.
Okay, what type of parent tells their children to enslave their other children? Can you explain that?
Oh, okay, all right. So I don't have kids. I don't have kids. I don't
Okay,
have
but
kids.
God commanded it, and you just said we're His children. So, what type of parent tells their children to enslave their other children, which is what He would have been doing? There's verses that say He did that, and just
For authority, are you saying authority? Are you saying authority? Are you saying slavery? Are you saying that I must enslave my children? Is that what
my
you're
dear
trying to
boy, are
say?
you paying attention? You seem to be a bit slow, and you seem
Oh
to be
yes, no,
struggling intellectually.
I'm paying attention
Okay,
completely.
then please
So
understand that your God said it's okay to enslave other people. There's verses that justify that, and that you can beat your slave as well. Is that okay? Do you think that's okay?
no, but again, do you not understand that these things have happened in the past? Do you not understand that before the Bible was even written, there was slavery? Do
Okay,
you
that
not understand
and
that?
that's
Does it
irrelevant to
make
the
it
point
right
that
that
it's a
there was?
bad thing. Sir, you seem a bit emotional, and I understand it's emotional when you realize that your belief contains extremely heinous things, but you need to relax, you need to calm down. I know it's sad, it's very sad. I feel sad for you, and I was sad when I realized that it contained all of that stuff, but you need to get over it. Anyways, also, everybody, feel free to go check out the YouTube channel for the rest of my debates. Go subscribe there and watch all my debates. Also, subscribe as well to the TikTok. It helps go a long way. Helps keep the lives keep going. Get extra perks. You get shout outs. You get all of that. Feel free to go and subscribe, and it would help a long way and help go away. It'll help keep the streams keep going.